the next topic I want to cover about keeping your head down and getting the fuck to work is to let go of the matrix mindset. I'm 100% with the idea of, that there's a matrix and there's a system in place, but through social media and people I've met in real life, they're just simply using it as a way of life, and they're making it like a thing that kind of dictates the decisions they make in their life. And that's fucked up, all right? And there's a lot of reasons behind that, but the first reason I'll say that's behind that is that it puts you into a victim mindset, okay? I mean, if you're constantly thinking that there's an opposing force against you, most will fall into a victim state of mind that will continuously put the matrix as why they're seeing a lack of progression in certain areas of their lives. And then you're just going to blame people for things that you haven't accomplished, or blame a system, right? Blaming the system is just as bad as blaming people. Okay, first of all. And second is that you don't want to be that conspiracy theorist that's in his mom's basement and he figures out all the things wrong with the government, saying that they do this and they do that, and capitalism this and capitalism that. It's just sad. And what I think is more that's going to cause more paralysis in your life rather than progression. I mean, if you're constantly looking at reasons why there's or you thinking that there's an opposing force against you that's just stopping you from reaching all of your goals. Of course there's a matrix, of course there's a system, but that's not why you're lazy. That's not why you're broke. It's just because you're not navigating through it properly and you don't work hard enough. It's as simple as that. But the system in place is not supposed to be something that causes you to overanalyze everything and look into every detail. It's something that's supposed to make you look into the mirror and tell yourself that you've been lied to your whole life, and it's time to get to work and do the opposite of what you've been told. Once you figure something out as deep as the red pill, and once you figure something out as deep as the matrix, it's not time to go into deep search mode and just go fucked up. Like, okay, you can do that for like a week or two and just really be like, damn, I've been lied to my whole life. But after that, my nigga, it's time to level up. It's time to start making progress. And I noticed a lot of people, they just kind of sit back. They don't really sit back. They have that mental masturbation, exactly what it is. And they think they're being productive, doing all this research and acquiring all this useless knowledge that's not even going to help them make money. They just stay stuck in this one red pill, in the red pill rage. They get stuck in the red pill rage. They get stuck in there. And I've seen a lot of people like that. And I see a lot of Andrew Tate fans are kind of like that as well. As much as Andrew Tate pushes that nice ideology of getting the fuck up, going to work, doing things despite how you feel, a lot of his fans don't necessarily follow that advice, and they kind of just follow the conspiracy theories that he laid out for them to believe, okay? And this is something you don't want to fall into, because you're going to be just in a perpetuating loop of self-help, a perpetuating loop of red pill ideologies, a perpetuating loop of conspiracy theories, and you're never going to make any progress in your life. And I fell into this loop for like maybe 4 or 5 months. I was in the red pill rage of just kind of fuck. And it was besides the girls. I learned about girls way earlier in my life, but in terms of like the government, the system, the capitalism, all this and that, I felt hopeless. I felt like there was no hope for me as a person in this capitalist society. But once I've done more research and I realized, okay, I do have a chance. I just need to continuously work and do what I got to do to get to that level. And you do too. So don't think that just because a lot of people are capitalizing in this world that you don't have a chance to get a piece of your own pie or add to the pie, as Elon Musk says. Okay, everybody has a chance. You simply just have to play your cards right, and you have to be consistent. Okay, a lot of people aren't consistent. A lot of people just don't do shit. So me simply just starting and doing something puts me miles ahead of everybody else. So just do something. And that's where it's all going to come from. The next reason to let go of the matrix mindset is thinking that there's a matrix is a matrix in itself. And let me explain here, okay? First things first is, what is a matrix, okay? The matrix is looked at as this system, okay? This piece of code where everyone within is told certain things and programmed to believe certain things. So think about this. So what if within this matrix, there's people who've woken up and decided to make one of their own, okay? Just hear me out, okay? This is where the philosophical thought's going to come in, maybe a little bit of mental masturbation. But just think, there's been this code, there's been this matrix for almost your whole life. You don't think some people have woken up and been able to start making one of their own? Whether that be through a YouTube channel, who they can influence, TikTok, podcasts, anybody. They have the influence to make a matrix of their own, okay? And they have the power to control, they have the power to influence and program people to believe certain things. With that being said, you need to, again, reevaluate who you're watching, what beliefs you picked up, and how you speak to others, and make sure that you're speaking to other people in your most authentic way. And whatever beliefs that you have are things that you fully thought through, and not things you just picked up off a TikTok feed or picked off a YouTube video. Even the things I'm going to be talking about here, or the things I've already covered, You need to make sure that you don't take them for face value. Do your own research, develop your own things, question what I'm saying, question what everybody else says as well. But with that being said, you need to be careful with what ideologies you're picking up and which ideologies you run with, because it could all be a part of a plan to feed you with certain information about a matrix that works against you. So obviously, say there is a matrix, but since you've grown up with certain personality traits, the person who's coding this matrix decided to feed you with something that makes you feel like there's something against you, and therefore you're going to start to act in emotional ways and not make any progress in your life. Just think about that, because obviously we're sure that it's not good to let fear dictate the decisions we make in our lives. But obviously, if there's fear placed on us, that could all be part of the matrix. So you need to be careful of what decisions you're making, even if it feels productive. What is it out of? Is it out of fear? Is it out of scarcity? Okay, is it out of a need to, or a fulfillment, or a lack in your life? Analyze why you're making these decisions and what you're doing. A work system that works against you. Okay, and once people have that information, some stay still and they over obsess about it. Just like I was talking about, like if you're given the information that there's a system against you, some stay still and obsess about it, and some people take action without planning or any reasoning behind that. And what I mean by that is, like, you can be fed. Say the Matrix feeds you with self-development, success, and pursuing goals and dreams. Now you start, oh, I need to build a business. I need to accomplish this, and that. But you react out of emotion. You don't necessarily have a reason why. Why the fuck are you going to build a business anyways? Why do you want money? Why do you want to become successful? Have you figured that out yourself? Because if you haven't figured those things out yourself, then maybe you're a product of the Matrix itself. Maybe you're a product to being pushed to make an emotional decision. Because if you're making an emotional decision or acting without reason or logic, then therefore you're not going to make any progress. And they want people to not make any progress. So if they make you pursue things that cause you to lack progress, then that's a part of their plan. Does that make sense? So that's what you don't want. You don't want to be a lost person who acts without reasoning or logic, because that's what they want. They want lost people in this world. Okay, just watch Soul, the movie Soul, how they have all those lost souls. That's exactly what they want society to be, and that's exactly what they're building. And that shit is mad scary, bro. I'm dead ass. I don't want to be that kind of person, okay? But yeah, like I said, this kind of happened to me as well. Like, I got hit with all this self-development stuff probably around late 2019. Late 2019 is when I started my weight loss journey. 2020 is kind of when I started to self-develop a little bit. So it's been about 3 years now. I've been kind of on a progress of self-development and improving myself as a person. But in all reality, I did start off with just going crazy, the big goals and big dreams, and I kind of just did it to make people just to make it look like I did to other people. There was no necessarily like internal reason behind it, and sometimes there still isn't an internal reason behind my actions, and that's all the part of the Matrix itself. You don't want to get caught up in that, but that's what I'm saying. I started off with that too. I started off just moving through the goals and dreams without any reason, and I was just working hard without anything. And once I actually figured out that, okay, dude, you have no reason behind this, what's your actual why, that's when things started to clear up for me. Okay, and I was actually just way more at ease. In conclusion, just make your own reasons and follow your own ideology. People are going to call you arrogant. People aren't going to necessarily want to talk to you or converse with you. People are going to think that you're a know-it-all, but you need to develop your own ideologies, okay? Obviously, it's going to be wishy-washy. It's going to be a part of what you've already heard before. But if you can just kind of figure out your own way of wording these famous quotes, you'll become a more authentic person, and you just feel better about yourself. You're going to feel like you're paving your own path in this world. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel now, and it's genuinely amazing. The next reason why you should get rid of this Matrix mindset is because it will cause an unnecessary amount of hate towards the world. Not even until like a few weeks ago, I was just so angry at the world, all right? And at people who thought differently from me. I was angry at the world, and I was angry at people who thought differently from me. And the reason being was because I simply could see the programming shining through other people during conversation, and I can see it within my own family as well. And sometimes the programming and the average thoughts and the things that kind of keep you like a fucking robot were kind of starting to come into my life and my mindset as well, into the little things that I was doing, and I wasn't really fucking with it, bro, and it caused a lot of fucking frustration. Just a few weeks ago, this is a new discovery for me, bro, just up until a few weeks ago, okay? But the only reason I got so pissed off was just simply because I felt misunderstood, okay? I felt so misunderstood. Like, yeah, I felt so misunderstood. I felt so misplaced. I felt like I didn't belong. Sometimes I still do feel like I don't belong, and honestly, I low-key don't. I wish there was a way for me to just stop being a human and just be completely different. Like, I wish there was no such thing as normal. Something I'm like, damn, I don't want to be someone who just drives home. Nigga, I want to like fly home or like jetpack home just to be different. I'll do. My sister know this. My sister called this out years ago too. You just want to be different from everybody else. Yeah, I do, and I don't know why, but it's kind of a goal for me just to not do normal things and to be completely different. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but you just want to unplug from a human being, dead ass. But yeah, nobody necessarily understood like a 19-year-old like me who just works so fucking hard and approaches life so seriously and aggressively. And I'm always being told to not do certain things, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who kind of just gets looked at as a fucking anomaly of a person just because I take life seriously, just because I have goals and dreams and ambitions and I actually pursue them. I'm looked at as a fucking evil being who isolates himself and just hates everybody else. But I mean, I think that's kind of what it takes a little bit. But I don't know. I try to be social. But I always, yeah, every time I was told those stuff of like, you don't need to take life so seriously, enjoy life, da 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 da. I always framed it as the system is just trying to hold me back, and I'm just being pulled down by all these lobsters that are choosing to stay in the bucket. That's what I framed it as, okay? But just until recently, I kind of just looked in the mirror. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just the arrogant 19-year-old. Maybe I'm just the kid that thinks he knows it all, and these people are just, I don't know, trying to like put me down a little bit. You're still just a fucking kid. Yeah, I get it, you know, but da 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 da. Maybe that's what they're trying to do to me. Okay, they're older than me. I should still have that sort of respect. But like I said, now I'm coming to the conclusion that people just know what they know. That's it. People know what they know. That's solid. They have their habits. They have their beliefs. They know what they know. But when they see something that they don't know how to respond to that. And with them being human beings, their natural response is to simply be emotional, to have some non thought out opinion or always some sort of projection towards me or towards anybody else. That because they're humans, right? You see something that's kind of freaks you out. Like if someone were to tell you that there's no such thing as a matrix or there's no such thing as like government systematic problems, you would be like, what the fuck? No. Like you would get emotional. You would start to project your thoughts. You would start to give not thought out opinions and all that kind of stuff the same way that they do. So I had to kind of empathize with that and realize that wait. I'm just doing something different. They don't understand it. It's not a system. They're just human beings. So that just gave me a lot of empathy towards these people who are saying all these things, okay? It's okay. They're just humans. Just accept that, okay? But yeah, dead ass, bro, if you want to avoid anger and if you want to avoid being lost and becoming someone who blames the government and all the people in their life for their own shortcomings, then I definitely say that it's time to drop the Matrix Act. It's time to drop the Matrix Act and get the fuck to work because there's nobody else against you. There's no opposing force except for yourself.